There's a loneliness epidemic.
We are creating a generation who cannot enjoy solitude. Loneliness is a way you web around yourself. It will lead to madness.
Can you talk to me about the concept of God and
So you admit it's a concept. Yeah, Rama, we never called him a god. In this culture, there is no the god. If you read 3 books, you will become a school teacher. If you read just 1 book, you will become an agent of God. It's a strange world.
Obviously, your purpose is to spread this message to as many people as possible.
So, my purpose is to live with a little more joyful and blissful human beings. All you have to do is handle your mind properly. In this state, there is dripping ecstasy in every cell in your body. So, miracle of mind is one more effort. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Karishma.
Welcome to Humans of Bombay, and thank you so much for your time, Sadhguruji.
So, you recognize me as a human being?
Yes.
That's very nice.
So I'm going to start with a very simple question that a lot of people get asked and sometimes they hesitate to answer. But hopefully we'll hear your thoughts.
Not me.
That's fine. So, Sadhguruji, are you happy?
Tell me.
Are you truly happy? And just try to define the happiness spectrum for people
I'm
watching.
generally blissed out. Look at my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm like stone. No substance.
Yeah.
Just like this.
Mm.
This is the greatest chemical factory. So I'm constantly making bliss chemicals within. So I'm blissed out.
Mm.
Happy. Very kindergarten.
Now, I ask this question because there's a loneliness epidemic. There are more and more stats coming out of people, even though they are seemingly connected online, feel that disconnect. They face loneliness, depression, anxiety. What do you think?
Loneliness is the incubation period for other psychological ailments.
Mm.
Once you begin to feel lonely, see, we are 8.4, 8.5 billion people. Where the hell is any room for feeling lonely? Loneliness is not about lack of company. Loneliness is a way you web around yourself beyond which you're not able to reach out. And we are creating a generation who cannot enjoy solitude. The profoundness of solitude is missing. So, the only way people know how to do is to constantly express themselves. Expression is good, but without perception, if only expression is happening, it will lead to madness. And loneliness is a very concrete step. Once you take that step, other things will naturally follow. It just takes environmental, situational support.
Mm.
Situations push you, you will get there very quickly. It's unfortunate that, forever, for thousands of years, humans have, not only humans of Mumbai, humans around the world have struggled for survival. Just I wanted to think about it. Today, all these things are taken for granted. If you open your tap in your home, water comes, even in Mumbai, yes? Even in Mumbai it comes, yes. But if you were here 1,000 years ago, if you want a bucket of water, you had to walk down 2-3 kilometers to a river or a pond or something. Take it and bring it back. I'm asking how many young people, leave the girls, how many young men are capable of carrying 2 buckets of water 2 kilometers and bring it home? They're not even fit enough for that anymore. Why is this happening? Simply because our survival is better organized than ever before. Ever before. Never before human beings have known these kind of comforts and conveniences as we know today. Especially for women, I'm saying. Life has never been this good ever in the history of humanity for a woman. Yes, sir? Just see how it's been. Look back and see. Her physical safety, her well-being, nothing was guaranteed. Always it was under threat, and it meant enormous amount of physical work and stuff. From the age of 14 to 48, she was only generally delivering babies and doing those chores endlessly. I'm not saying it's wrong. Somebody did that. That's why we are here. Both of us are here because somebody did that. But I'm saying there was no choice about anything. This is the first generation of women who have this freedom to choose what they want to do or what they don't want to do. This must be celebrated. This must not be suffered. But already well-being is just coming and already we're beginning to suffer that. Very unfortunate. This is simply not because of social situations. People think it's because of social media, it's because of phone, it's because of that. No. It's just that your own intelligence is turning against you. Why would your intelligence turn against you? If I ask you a simple question, would you like your intelligence to be sharp or blunt? I'm going to bless you.
Sure.
Sharp. So if I give a sharp instrument, let's say I give you a very sharp knife to hold. Now, your hand must be steady and you must be conscious once you have a very sharp instrument. If you're the la 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 kind, intestines will come. Yours or somebody else's, isn't it? So this is all that's happening. If you had the brain of an earthworm, you would be quite peaceful and well. Now you have this cerebral capability, which no attempt is made to understand how to handle this phenomena. When I say phenomena, tell me, do you know a greater phenomena than human intelligence on this planet? It's the most phenomenal thing. But we are suffering it. You can give it any number of names. I know a whole lot of people will troll me once this goes out. But you can give it any number of names as to what is the nature of your suffering. But the simple thing is, you do not know how to handle your own cerebral capability, or your intelligence is against you. Once your intelligence is against you, no God in heaven can save you. It's as simple as that.
So how do you make it work for and not against?
You came very quickly.
Just my question. Yeah.
See, is it true? There are different people at different levels of skill who handle their body. Different levels of efficiency. Let me take your icon from Mumbai. He's also human, right? But they call him a god. Well, you're Sachin Tendulkar. What does this boy do? He just hits the ball, hits the ball, hits the ball, hits the ball. All right? He did nothing else with his life. But he started hitting it so well. You made him a Bharat Ratna. Then he started hitting it so well. Then you said he's a cricketing god. What is this? Just hitting a damn ball. It's just that you can either simply hit it like this or have it land on your face, or you can hit it so well that people think you're not a human of Mumbai, god of Mumbai. All right? So, you know that human body can be used at different levels of efficiency. Similarly, human mind can be used at different levels of efficiency. How does somebody get to use the body at different levels of efficiency? Application, isn't it? When everybody else sleeps, morning 5 o'clock you get up and go and hit the ball, hit the ball, hit the ball. When everybody is thinking of a cinema or a food or this or that, you're thinking how to hit the ball, how to hit the ball, how to hit the ball. So the same goes for mental capabilities also. Certain application is needed. That application is missing. Our idea of education is heap ourselves with a certain amount of information and everything is done. Anyway, all the people who are just accumulating information and saying things here and there and looking smart, they will all look stupid in the next few years, because a simple phone can do something better than them. Gathering data, assimilating it and expressing it. Your phone can do it better than you. It just takes another 2, 3 years, 5 years. You look absolutely stupid if you're intellectual, I'm saying. Yes, sir. Let me take a Mumbai example. In 1972, I'm 72 or 73, you should tell me, you are the Mumbai girl. The Mazagon docks coolies went on strike. What was it, 72 or 73? You were not born. Anyway.
2 decades later.
I'll take that. 5 decades later. So they went on strike. You know why? They were unloading a vessel, a seafaring vessel. Those days, the largest ships were about 125,000 to 130,000. They were taking 24 to 28 days to unload one ship. Hundreds of coolies going up in lines like ants and bringing it down, bringing it down, bringing it down. Then they set up the first gantry, which could unload a ship within 24 to 26 hours. So they all went on strike. If you put this machine, what are we supposed to do? I grew my muscles. What am I supposed to do with my muscle? Well, today there are no coolies. There are all gantries only in all the ports across the world. Aren't we happy? All the physical work is being done by machines. Do you still want to go and dig with a crowbar and a pickaxe? No. All physical work, any hard work is done by the machine and we are happy. Now, intellectually also, right now, if you read 3 books, you will become a school teacher and mess up the future generations. If you read 10 books, you will become a professor and bore people to death. If you read just 1 book, you will become an agent of God. Yes, you have to just read only 1 book, then you become an agent of God. You read nothing like me, and people call you a mystic. This is a strange world.
So I have a question here, right? You've obviously impacted millions of people. For example, even me, when I look for a guided meditation, I gravitate towards the meditation I was mentioning earlier.
You're doing Miracle of Mind?
The Chit Shakti meditation.
Oh, you're not one of those who downloaded 2 million.
No, I have downloaded it, but I'm saying this is the one I gravitate towards, right? Because it's there. Like I have some connection with it. Obviously your purpose is to spread this message to as many people as possible.
No, my purpose is to live with a little more joyful and blissful human beings. Idiots are unnecessarily messing their lives out. People are going to troll me like crazy. But I'm telling you, set the standard for yourself. If you walk around today as in misery in your head, you are a bloody idiot. That's what it means. Because you came with nothing here. Did you come with investment from your mother's womb? No, you came with nothing. When you die, there is no container service. I'm telling you, please know this. You're taking nothing. Whatever the hell is happening, you are on the profit side, isn't it? And what are you cribbing about? For most of us, for almost all of us, except unfortunately a few people in war zones, in famines and stuff like that. Still, unfortunately, there are people in that condition. Otherwise, for most human beings, I would say at least 70% of the human beings on the planet, life is happening better than you ever imagined. Yes, sir? Yes, sir?
But it's such a subjective.
No, materially I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not coming to subjectivity. Materially. Now, the only thing left right now is that your mind doesn't work against you. That's all you have to do. In the world, we have solved too many problems for human beings. See, these are not simple things. I open the tap, water comes. I put the switch, light comes. I flush the toilet, it goes away. These are not small things. Don't take it for granted. Beyond this, we have 1,000 other conveniences. I'm saying most basic things. Just imagine how people handled these things 100, 200 years ago. Do you know how much hardship? Just to fill the water pot in your house in the morning? So all that is gone. Now, all you have to do is handle your mind properly. So essentially, your mind doesn't take instructions from you. See, suppose my hand doesn't take instructions from you, it's jumping all over the place. What would you think? Maybe Mr. Parkinson's is visiting me. You think I have some ailment, isn't it? If your mind is jumping all over the place, what should I think?
Some kind of
It's an ailment. But these are all self-created ailments. But we think somebody else is doing to you. We called him Mr. Parkinson's. Okay? There is a way to go beyond these things. I am not trying to be demean everybody who is unwell and say, oh, they've all caused it to themselves. Knowingly or unknowingly. Physiologically, there are certain things that have happened to us living in this world. It can take a toll. Something may wear out, something may hurt us. But psychologically, it's largely yours. There may be pathological tendencies. Right now, the scientists are saying, suppose someone is depressed, their children most probably will have twice the chance, 200% more chance. If they are bipolar, 4 times more chance. If they are schizophrenic, 8 times more chance. So these intrinsic things may be there within us because we didn't choose our parentage. It's the way it is. Whatever kind of fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, mothers we had, that's all we have. We can't choose nor can we change, alright? So there is genetics. This is something in the yogic sciences, always it's been there. But the new understanding of genetics is this. Genetic substance is only basic information. The epigenetics is that which decides how you use this information. See, it's like this. Let us say in your, I'm sorry, I'm taking you as an example. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's totally.
Let's say in your life, something ugly happened. People always try to forget. You should not forget. You should remember because you should never again walk into the situation again, isn't it? Something ugly happened. If something terrible happened to you, either you can use it to become wise or wound it. This is a choice you have. A whole lot of people think it's their right to be wounded. I'm saying if bad things happen to you, you should have become wiser than me sooner than me, isn't it?
Yeah. But isn't in the remembrance, right? Like if you remember things that have happened to you that were not great, doesn't that lead to suffering? Because it's in your mind.
I'm asking you, you remember means what? It's not here, right?
Yeah. It's not in the present.
It's not here. It's not a reality. Am I correct?
Yes.
It doesn't exist. Am I correct?
Yes.
So if you suffer that which does not exist, what should I say?
You keep suffering.
It's getting serious. Let me tell you a joke, okay? It's like this. If you build a castle in the air, I appreciate you if you brick by brick in detail, if you build a castle in the air, because the power of imagination, the power of human imagination is not small. Almost everything that we have created has come from that, right? I will appreciate it. But after some time, you started thinking it's real, what you created. Then we say you are neurotic. After a little more time, you started living in that castle. Then we say you are psychotic. Then a third guy comes who collects rent for that castle. He's called a psychiatrist. With all due respect to all psychiatrists who are helping immense help for people who are broken in some way. But don't make it normal. Please understand, we can teach this generation and the next generation how not to be broken. But we have not taken that care. We have not done that. It's a fact. Neither the parents, nor the teachers, nor the schools, nor institutions are in any way training, growing children as to how not to be broken no matter what's the situation. Because situations will never happen 100% your way. Never ever. Yes?
Yes.
Nobody has situations 100% their way. But the inner situation is completely yours. Why you will not have this situation the way you want it is, there are so many people and so many forces. They'll all never happen your way. If you get it 51% your way, you are the controlling stake. But what's happening within you is 100% yours, isn't it? Let me put it this way. You must clearly say yes, no. Okay? Do you want health?
Health.
Health.
Yeah.
Yes. I say clear yes, because most people have not said it to themselves. Yes. So if your body becomes healthy, if it becomes pleasant rather, we call it health. Your body is pleasant, health. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it pleasure. Want it? Yes. Pleasure of eating, pleasure of walking, pleasure of breathing, pleasure of gentle breeze upon your face. So many pleasures, all kinds. If your mind becomes pleasant, we call it peace. You want it? If it becomes very pleasant, we call it joy. If your emotions become pleasant, we call this love.
Yes.
If it becomes very pleasant, we call it compassion. If your life energies become pleasant, we call this bliss. If it becomes very pleasant, we call it ecstatic. If your surroundings become pleasant, we call it success. Only to create pleasantness in our surroundings, we need the cooperation of people and forces around us. Pleasantness of body, pleasantness of mind, pleasantness of emotion, pleasantness of life energies is 100% your business. Yes or no?
Yes.
But the moment I think I am feeling unpleasant because of you, then I am gone. I'll never be able to maintain my pleasantness because you can freak me anytime. You just have to say one word or not say one word. I'm saying, people are like this. If you say something, it'll break them. If you don't say anything, it'll break them. Hello? Tell me one thing that human beings are not suffering. If they are poor, they suffer poverty. You make them rich, they suffer taxes. Not educated, they suffer that. Put them to school, daily suffering. Not married, they suffer that. Get them married. I didn't say anything. No children, they suffer that. Give them children, every day suffering again. Tell me one damn thing that they are not suffering. They are suffering every aspect of life. So let's give them death. That also they will suffer. So your suffering is not because of life situations. Human suffering and human joy, both are created from within you. Your pain and pleasure, your joy and misery, your agony and ecstasy, everything happens from within you. Yes or no? So what's happening from within you must happen your way, isn't it? You're misunderstanding your psychological drama as reality. That's the whole problem. When you say, I remember the past, so I suffer. You're misunderstanding your psychological drama as this thing. So what is the solution for if you're suffering the past? If I take away your memory card, you will be fine? Yes, you will be.
Yeah, no.
Peaceful like this.
Yeah.
See, if we take away the potential, anybody can be peaceful. Why people are getting drunk? Why people are drugging themselves up? Because if you take away the potential, the problem is also gone. If I take away half your brain, you will never be mentally ill. Just know this. Hello? See, with full potential to be wonderful is the whole thing. I take away the possibility and I'm okay. What does it mean? So we are doing this in so many ways. By drink, by alcohol, by excessive eating, by various philosophies that we have woven in our minds. These are all ways to reduce your potential. And you feel reasonably okay. But if something really pokes you, that bubble will burst. This is not what I am talking. I am talking about if you are thrown into the war zone, still you are who you are. Who you are is not determined by anything that's happening around you. This freedom every human being must earn it because this is the fundamental difference between us and all the other creatures. See, all the other creatures are made like this. 90% of their life is determined by nature, natural instincts. They know everything. What is needed for their life? They know everything. They don't need the social support. Only 10% is learned behavior among them. I'm throwing the numbers, okay? Not exactly the percentage. But with a human being, only 10% is instinctive. 90% is learned behavior. So if you learned something and you became like this, and you say, I'm like this only. Well, you can learn something and become something else. Hello? Why is it not happening?
Yeah, why is it so difficult to unlearn?
You don't have to unlearn. You have to learn something more.
So when you know.
No, but it's very important. You're talking about unlearning.
Yeah.
Unlearning means what? In some way you want to wipe your memory. So all the bad memories that you have, I don't even want to call it bad or good, because in memory it's neither bad nor good. See, right now if something is happening to you, it can be bad or good. In memory, it doesn't exist, it's just memory, recording. How can it be bad or good? Because you're living your memory. You're not recalling your memory, you're living your memory. So if you live something that doesn't exist, oh, you must suffer. But many times you live your memories and you're very happy about it. Alright? Pleasant memories are also there. Maybe there are one or two unpleasant ones, largely pleasant memories are there. But I'm saying it doesn't matter pleasant or unpleasant. There is no such flavor in the dead. Hello? See, my grandfather is dead. Is he a good man or a bad man? Now I'm asking. At that time he might have been many things. Right now, is my grandfather a good man or a bad man? The guy doesn't exist. How can he be anything? This is the same with your yesterday's experience, isn't it? Day before yesterday is your grandfather, yesterday is your father. Yes or no? So what is good about it? What is bad about it? You are the one who is qualifying it in so many ways, and you are the one who is suffering. This is like the castle that you start living in, which doesn't exist. Just look at this. How much of your mental structure is a castle like this? So I can collect rent if you want.
So much of what you said comes from accountability, right? Like that we take accountability of our own mental strength, our mental stamina, how we are today.
No, that would be very burdensome to live like that.
Okay.
Being accountable.
So what's
I'm just come to terms with the reality. Is it true? What happened yesterday is not alive, right?
That's it.
Is it true?
It's not there, right?
It's not there. So instead of seeing truth is liberating, you're trying to weave a philosophy. Accountability, do this, forget this, push it aside, do unlearn, do this, do that. No, don't do anything. If you just see, right now I saw a tiger here. I said, oh. Then I realized it's not here. Oh no. Do I have to fight the tiger now? If I imagine the tiger, I'll have to fight it. When it's not there, what is there to do? I'm asking you, what you think is memory doesn't exist. Because what happened 10 years ago, you can still suffer. What may happen day after tomorrow, you already suffer. You are not suffering life. You're suffering two most important faculties that a human being has, which sets us apart from every other creature. Our vivid sense of memory and our fantastic sense of imagination, what makes us so different from other creatures. But now you suffer your memory and your imagination. Tell me, are you suffering right now? No, because it never happens. Maybe physical pain will happen. Suffering will only happen if you project it into the next moment or you remember something of the past. Should you forget it? Never. You should never forget it, because you just have to see the truth about it is it doesn't exist. If you know it doesn't exist, if you're conscious it doesn't exist, would it be anything make you suffer? So this is not about suffering. If there is fear of suffering within you, what is it that you will do? You will curtail your life, isn't it? Hello? This is all that happens to people. The fear of suffering makes every step that you take into a half a step. If you want to walk full stride through this life, the most fundamental thing is there should be no fear of suffering. As long as fear of suffering is there, you will walk half steps, never a full step. That's a tragic thing that's happened to humanity. They cut off their own legs.
When we talk about fear or even faith, right, other side of the coin, so much of that power…
No, it's not the other side of the coin.
Two very different things, but so much of it rests with God or the concept of God for a lot of people, right? Like if I do wrong, I'll be punished or it'll come back to me. Or I have faith that somebody's looking after me, it works out. Can you talk to me about the concept of God? And
so you admit it's a concept.
And
I'm asking, why are you making up such grand things? When you say it's a concept, that means you're saying it's not true, I'm making it up. Why are you making it up? Because you don't know how to handle your mind. You're trying to create a story about who is the center of the universe. What if there is no center? See, neither the men of science or people who claim to be men of God, both do not know where this cosmos begins and where it ends. Am I correct? Do they know? Have you met anybody who knows? Not me. Nobody knows where it begins, where it ends. And how big it is, what it is. Fathomless, alright? When this is the case, how come you know who created it and where they are? And they happen to be in human form. Suppose both of us were buffaloes. We would definitely be thinking God is a huge buffalo, bigger horns than you and me. Yes or no? So, this is like why this concept of God has risen in human mind is, see, we crawled out of our mother's wombs and we looked around, so much creation. You see how an infant looks? You have children? No. But you've seen babies. What's he doing? He's drinking up. What is this? What is this? What is this? There's a question mark in everything, isn't it?
Wild with curiosity.
Everything that he sees, what is this? What is this? What is this? You can see that in the eyes. After some time, bored. Because he makes silly conclusions. Otherwise, there's a question mark. What is this? So naturally, how this happened is there. It may be not an articulated question, but it's there. So initially you think your mother did it because she delivered you. Obviously you think she delivered the planet. But it's not so. Then you think maybe it's your father because he looks like a big guy. After some time you know it's not him. Then by then they will invent a big daddy up there. There's a big man up there who does all this. You can call him whatever you want. Generally he goes by, in English language, by the name God. Only because you have no explanation for creation, you came up with the concept of a creator who looks somewhat like you. Maybe extra hands. Hello? 2 hands, you can only drink coffee. You can't do anything else. If you had 10, yeah, you could be drinking coffee, you can fight a battle, you can play music. You've seen all those things, right? This is human imagination. Going. There is a certain science to it. In this civilization, there is a certain science to it as to why we create this, what is the purpose of this, all that. Leave that aside. But the idea that there is a God, where is he? Foundations of this building. Where is God? General. The concept. Up there.
Yeah.
By now you know the planet is round. And it's spinning. So on a round planet that's spinning, if you look up, inevitably you're looking up in the wrong direction. You're never looking up in the right direction. Hello? You're not even a North Pole to be looking up. I'm saying, I'm asking you in this universe, do you know which is up and which is down? Is it somewhere marked this side up? Did you ever see a board like that? No. So you do not know what is up and what is down. But you know who is up. Well, I think it's alright. It's alright for a child to go with that. But as your intelligence grows, you must evolve, grow beyond that. But at the same time, does it mean you and me together we created this planet? Or the universe? No. It's well beyond us. Forget about creating it, we don't even know what the hell it is. In the middle of nowhere, we are floating around on a little mud ball and we sitting here and talking like this, alright? So obviously we didn't create it. So human compulsion is we have to draw a conclusion. This is the significance of this civilization. Here there are no conclusions. Here we are a land of seekers, not a land of believers. This is the unique thing about this civilization. We are about seeking. Seeking means what? Can you seek something if you think you know it? Can your seeking be genuine if you think you already know it? No. Only if you realize, I do not know, then you seek genuinely. So this is a land of seekers, because here the first and most fundamental thing for you to understand is you actually know nothing. That's why we bow down to everything. See, people do this to whatever form they consider as God. If they see you also do, they do this only. If they see cow also, they do this only. If they see tree also, they do this only. Rock also, this only. Because we know we do not know that it could be anywhere. Alright? Not me, something else created this whole thing. What is it? And where is it? We don't know. So whichever direction we bow, we don't have any particular direction. East, west, north, south, with any damn place, non-existent direction also we'll bow down because we don't know what it is. Isn't that the fact with everybody? It's just you make up something and you believe it. Belief will give you confidence without clarity. Confidence without clarity is always a disaster. Hello? I can't see clearly, but I'm very confident. So I'll walk through this window. You know what will be the result. All right. If I can't see, at least I may ask your help. Please, can you? No. I'm very confident. I will walk through.
So what is the role of worship in all of this, right? Because of course we have so many different gods, so many different stories. How does worship factor into it?
See, being worshipful is the best way to be. This is what I was just saying. We are worshipful towards everything. I see you, when I come, I only do this to you. Not because I think you're Kali, I'm sorry, that's not the word. Not because I think you're Lakshmi, Saraswati, something. Alright? Simply because who knows? You may be that God we're looking for. Do you know for sure? Do you know? She may be in a podcaster form. Who the hell knows? So we don't want to take a chance. Even if we see an ant, we do this. Because we don't know how it is. And by doing this, we also know, if you are willing, in every piece of creation, the same reality exists. Were you born like this? No. You were born like that. You became like this. How? Did you grow from outside, or did you take little bit of meat and muscle and bone and patch it up? All from inside, isn't it? So it looks like the source of creation is functioning from within you. If you eat a piece of chapati, it becomes a human being in 2-3 hours' time. Something which is the source of creation is throbbing. So even if I cannot see it, I recognize that the source of creation is seeing, because this girl who was born 5 decades after the Mazagon strike, I'm sorry, 3. Okay. And she's grown up like this. So, Creator is throbbing somewhere inside, isn't it? Otherwise, could you grow? Can you take a piece of chapati and make a human being out of that? So, if you became conscious of how this is happening, now you know the source of creation is functioning with it. Now you turn inward. Initially you seek everywhere, in the mountains, in the temples, in the trees and this and that. But once you realize it's throbbing right within, this is the easiest access you have. So you turn inward. If the human intelligence is not messed with other people's concepts and faiths and stuff, every human being is a natural seeker, isn't it? It's in the nature of human intelligence that if you realize you do not know something, you inevitably want to know, isn't it so? Especially if it's of fundamental importance to you. So, this is all we have to do. Don't mess people, especially children, with your stupid belief system. That means what? This whole civilization, all these gods, goddesses, that is because we know the technology of God making. You must understand, in this culture, there is no the God. All the people who worship, you worship today in this Bharat, these are the people who walk this geography at some time, isn't it? Your Rama, Krishna, Shiva, everybody walked this land at some point. And were they all walking 3 feet above the ground and flying around like that? Hello? What do you think? They plodded like you, they struggled like you, they fought like you, they had more drama than your life, far more. A whole lot of unpleasant things happened. Just look at Ram. You call him Ram or Rama here in Marathi?
Rama.
Rama, you're Rama. So you belong to South India. Yeah, Rama. If you go up north, they'll cut it down and say Ram. Okay. So, this man gets coronated as a king at the age of 17 now, 18, something like that. Then he marries a princess. And just within a few months of marriage, some political situation, they have to go to the jungle. Jungle means, you might have watched the Ramanan Sagar's Ramayana, where jungle means there's a nice hut and golden deer floating around, and it's like a picnic spot. That's not how a jungle is. I've lived in jungles. If I went into the forest, came after 1 or 2 weeks, all by myself, even my mother wouldn't recognize me. Head to toe, I am swollen with insect bites, because that is the experience of forest. Not like this floating. This is in the movie, okay? So, taking this young woman and going to the jungle, it's not a picnic, it's a punishment. The idea is punishment, isn't it? As if that was not enough, these people from Sri Lanka came and stole his wife and went away. Then he has no army. But he's a king. He can forget about her and find 10 other women and get married. But he's not that kind. He loves the woman. Walks 3,000 kilometers down. If a man has to walk 3,000 kilometers, he must be holding her very, very precious in his life, isn't it? Otherwise he won't walk in those days. Just him and his brother, no army. Then he builds an army, fights a thing, and burns down one of the best cities of the time, Lanka, and then brings back his wife and kills people that he doesn't like to kill. All that he does, brings his wife back. And again something happens, and again she has to go to the forest and she's pregnant. For a king or an emperor, wife is pregnant is a big deal. It's not just about children, because it's hair. And he doesn't know whether it's boy or girl, boys or girls or what it is, no sonogram, Then she goes, see, there was 2 boys, he doesn't know. If something really terrible has to happen in our lives, knowingly or unknowingly we killed our own children, it's the most terrible thing that can happen. He almost killed his own children. Very close. Fortunately, it did not happen. Then he never saw his dear wife. She died in the forest. We can glorify it in 1,000 ways, but the fact is he never got to see her, for whom he fought a battle and walked 3,000 kilometers up and down, 6,000 kilometers. He never got to see her again. She died in the jungle. So this is not a successful life. It's a series of tragedies. And even till recently, he had real estate issues after 6,000 years. So, in material life, it is not a successful life, but we worship him. Why? We must understand, we never called him a god. We called him Maryada Purushottam. Purushottam means what? Among the Purushas, he is a superior man. That means he is an elevated human being. Mumbai humans also should do that, no?
Yes.
Humans of Mumbai or Mumbai humans? What?
Humans of Bombay.
Humans of Bombay. Oh, you're still in the old world.
Yeah.
Okay. These humans of Bombay also should do this, no? They should become Purushottams. Hello? Very important or no? Because you as a human being, you're sitting here. How low you are or how elevated you are, just your choice. Yes or no? Is it so? Circumstances may be poking you, nudging you, doing so many things. But how you keep yourself within you, how you live in this town may not be your choice. Other people may decide how you live. But how you are within you, is it 100% your choice? Then why are you not a Purushottama? choice. We have not made the choice, isn't it? So worshipfulness is about that choice. You bow down to everything because you realize, even if you read all the libraries on the planet, your knowledge is a minuscule in this cosmos. But our ignorance is boundless. Hello? Isn't it? So if you identify with your ignorance, you become boundless. If you identify with your knowledge, you become a minuscule. If you are a minuscule, can I call you Purushottama? If you are boundless, we will call you a Purushottama, isn't it? So worshipfulness is about that. Worshipfulness is not about God. Worshipfulness is about purifying yourself, to bring yourself to a place where outside situations will not rule. This is why we are calling him a Purushottama. Whatever life does, all kinds of bad deals for Rama, yes or no? Throughout his life. Bad deal, bad deal, bad deal, bad deal. But he is unmoved. What best he can do, he does in the given situation, but never became angst or anger or hatred, nothing. He is the way he wants to be. This is called Mukti. Mukti means you are free. That your past experiences of life are not creating a prejudiced direction within you. You will act the way it is necessary. That means you will consciously respond to life. You are not a compulsive reaction to what's happened to you. The moment, say right now, I will say something, I will abuse you, then you will abuse me. The moment you react to me, you're in my trap, isn't it? But if you consciously respond, it doesn't matter what the hell I do. It's got nothing to do with you, isn't it? So it's not just about one person. I'm saying the whole life situations around you, the Bombay. The Bombay, whatever you does to you, you can still remain human. You need not become an animal.
It's about you and the internal process.
Yes, that process is yours. External process, there are compromises. What we do? Because we have to function as it works in the given society. You can't do your own thing.
So when we talk about love and, that feeling of bliss, of being in that oneness, what is the one step that people can take outside of awareness to get into that center, into that feeling of love and emotion within themselves?
See, love is a kind of a longing for life. The way you are right now may not be bad, but it's not enough. You're fine, but it's not enough. So you love someone. What is this? You're trying to include this somebody as a part of yourself. If you do it emotionally, we call it love. If you try to do it physically, we call it sex. If you try to do it mentally, we call it, ambition, conquest, or simply shopping, whatever it is. But if you do it consciously, we call it yoga. Yoga means union. That means you consciously obliterated the boundaries of your individuality. What you're calling as love is this longing that you feel trapped in your own boundary. You want to break your boundary and enter somebody else's boundary. Or you want to crack your boundary and take somebody into your boundary. It's an attempt. But two people have hardened boundary means doom, 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 doom. They're bouncing like footballs. Okay? So, what we call as love is life's longing for itself. Because whichever way you are, it's not enough. Isn't it? It's not that there's something wrong with you, but it's not enough. You want to be something more. You just ask anybody, in any sphere of life, would they like to be something more than what they are right now? Everybody is a yes, isn't it? So you want something. Let's say I'll give you that something more right now, whatever that is. You want something more. Okay, I'll give it. Then what? Something more. So you are going in installments. What is it that you really want? You want to become boundless. There is something within you which doesn't like boundaries. There's something within you which doesn't like boundaries. You are not conscious enough to address it that way, so you are going in installments. This is like you want to become infinite, you want to reach infinity, but you start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You think you will get to infinity? You will only become endless counting. That's all that's happening with life. In pursuit of so many things, people are becoming endless counting. Some will realize sooner, some will realize on their deathbed that I'm not getting anywhere. Because accumulations will not enhance. Accumulations will enhance your comforts and conveniences. Accumulations will not enhance the life that you want. Whether you accumulate body, or you accumulate wealth, or money, or relationships, or whatever, they will not enhance the life that you want. That's not the way it works. It will facilitate enhancement of reach and access and things. If you have money, maybe you will have access. If you have wealth, you have something else. If you have relationship, you have a different kind of access. That's about it. But it will not enhance you as a life process. For this, you must consciously obliterate the boundaries of your individuality, which you are trying to unconsciously do in a love affair. But a love affair is far more dependent on somebody else than you.
It's external.
I am not saying it's external, internal. It is internal for you, experience-wise.
Yeah.
But it is so dependent on you that you could freak me. All right? It is so very dependent on you. So now, the next form of love affair is, I'm in love with Krishna or Shiva or somebody. Because he doesn't mess with me. I have a more stable lover now.
Yeah.
Dependable lover, because I can make him the way I want. These humans of Bombay, lovers, they're not the way you want. One moment they'll be the way you want, next moment you don't know how they will be. So I will create another lover who is just the way I want. No problem with him. Alright? So these are all different ways human beings are trying to find solutions. But what is the solution? The solution is this, that no matter where you are, you want to be something more. And that something more is not about something, it's about everything. Is everything possible through physical means, I'm asking?
Physical.
Now I'm saying, right now you wanted this chair, you got it.
Yeah.
Then you wanted that chair, you got that. Then you want that chair, you got it. Can you have all the chairs in the world?
No.
No. I'm using chair as a silly example, alright? I'm saying physically you can never expand limitlessly.
Yeah.
Even if you have the planet, you look at the moon, isn't it?
Or Mars.
Oh, you went to Mars also. No. You're going very far.
There's lots of chatter about one-way tickets to Mars.
All the best men are there, I believe. So, physically, your expansion will never be complete.
Yeah.
So, once you realize this, what is the option? This is when you turn spiritual. You understand, physical things only can be little bigger than the way it is right now. It can never be boundless. So the only way is a non-physical dimension of life. If you touch that which is not physical within you, see, there is something about you which is not physical. Right now when you sit here as a woman, you're physical. See, your body is your body. My body is my body. No matter what you do, my body is my body, your body is your body. Unless they bury both of us in the same plot, then we become same soil. But by then it's too late. Too late a realization that anyway this was the same stuff. But your mind is your mind, my mind is my mind. Here and there we may overlap, but still your mind is your mind, my mind is my mind, isn't it? But there is no such thing as your life and my life. It's the same stuff. So, if you transcend your physical and psychological spaces, then there is something within you which merges with everything. In this state, there is no conflict. There is dripping ecstasy in every cell in your body, and nothing is an issue because there are only two kinds of sufferings in your life. Physical suffering, mental suffering. Do you know any other kind of suffering? There is no other suffering. So this is what dhyana means. This is what the simple process of meditativeness that we are pushing to people. If you sit here, your body is here, your psychological act is going on somewhere here. You are little away. Once there is a little space between you and your body, between you and your mind, this is the end of suffering. Yes or no? Because these are the only 2 points of suffering for you. So to sit here, little away from your body, little away from your psychological process, always blissed out.
What about purpose? Do we all come here just to go through life, float through life, or are we put on this planet?
You think everybody is floating through life? They're being crushed by life.
Going through life. Or is everybody here for some purpose? To serve some purpose?
See, it's a big fetish that's come from the West, that you need a purpose. That too, what kind of purpose? God-given purpose. Let's look at the reality of our existence. See, in this vast cosmos, this solar system is a small speck. Tomorrow morning, if the entire solar system evaporates, nobody will notice that small it is. In that small speck, planet Earth is a microspeck. In that microspeck, Mumbai is a super microspeck. In that, you are a big human. Not just you, I'm saying human beings have that sense of… I'm saying, in this body, in your body, human body, nearly 60% are microbes, microbial life. Do you know all of them by name? You don't know. Then how the hell God will know a microscopic creature like you in this vast cosmos? What makes you think that He has a God-given purpose for you? So we are trying to straighten ourselves out with this. Otherwise, we will do something stupid. With God-given purpose, we will do absolutely horrendous things. Whenever people said, I am doing God's work, generally the most horrendous things happened, isn't it? Just look back and see on the history of this world. People who believed they're doing God's work, they did the most horrendous nonsense on this planet. Yes, sir. So I hope you don't have a God-given purpose. This is why why this civilization is super important for the future of the world is, here you are a seeker. That means you don't know. See, you become either a theist or an atheist, because both of them assume things that they don't. If you are a theist, you believe there is a God. If you are an atheist, you believe there is no God. But the reality is both of you don't know, isn't it? Why aren't we straight enough, sincere enough, human enough? Humans of Mumbai also, Bombay, I'm sorry. I keep saying Mumbai. Humans of Bombay, be human. You don't know, damn it, you don't know.
Yeah, just be.
No, if you see, I don't know. See, right now, there is light in this room. If I ask you, Karishma, can you get up and walk up and down? Effortlessly, you will walk up. But we'll switch off all the lights, make it pitch dark. Then I say, Karishma, please walk. Then you're super alert, isn't it? Hello? Because you can't see where's the next step.
Yeah.
That's the way to live. Every moment, you're super alert with life. Your intelligence is in a dynamic mode. Whether you're asleep or awake, it's in a dynamic mode. Then you will unlock something in your life. If you put it to sleep with conclusions, I'm doing some stupid thing because God told me so, then you are a blind man. It's very, very important. All the faculties that you have, including your intelligence, must be in a dynamic mode. But we want to put it in sleep mode because they have told you this is not real life. you will go to heaven and there you will live real life. Let me put this. Everybody will be trolling me. Anyway, I'm today on that mode. Okay. Troll mode. They will all get me. Heaven is the most criminal idea ever put forth to human beings. Most damaging thing. Because when I say there is heaven, what it means is, you're sitting here, Karishma, this is not real life. It doesn't matter what's happening here. You will go to heaven and everything will be fine. That means this is not the real life. This is the worst crime upon humanity. That you tell people this is not real, something else is real somewhere. Have you been there? No. Has anybody been there and come back? No. Do you have some direct information? Do you have at least a GPS guide to how to get there? No. But you create these things because this is the way you think you can handle your mind. You're only trying to handle your mind, please understand, not the world.
Yeah.
There are better, sensible ways to handle your mind. Your mind. It's like 5 fingers. These 5 fingers do only what you want, isn't it? Unless Mr. Parkinson has come your way. Or something else has struck you. These 5 fingers do what you want. If they start poking your eyeballs, what do you do?
Push it away.
Okay? Your own hands.
No.
How do you push it away?
Yeah.
If you start poking your walls, I'll hold your hands and say, don't do it, don't do it. If you don't listen, we'll tie you up.
Yeah.
If you don't listen, will you take it to a doctor? Nothing works, then we'll have to amputate you. It'll happen, isn't it? So, your own intelligence turns against you, so you create heaven, hell, this, that. Why? You're calling yourself humans of
Wow.
Bombay. Humans of Bombay. If you're a human being, at least first learn to be straight. What I know, I know. What I do not know, I do not know. Is this okay? Then why are you inventing all these things? Don't invent things. If you pay attention, there are many things you will realize.
But ego plays such a big part in all.
Where is your ego? You have that also. Where is it?
See,
Tell me where is it?
I'm
I'll
just
fix
the
it right.
instrument. I'm just the instrument. I'm just asking questions.
Do you have ego? I'm about to say Mumbai Indians.
It's a complex question. But yeah, I mean, if one thinks that they know everything or they know most things, or, the example that you were giving earlier, that if somebody says something bad to you, you react. It's because out of ego is bruised. So how does one manage ego?
The ego is a fall guy. Is it true? Sometimes you're very nice to yourself and to people around you. Sometimes. All the time nobody is.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can be nasty. Possible or no? You don't want to admit on the show. Sorry. So sometimes you're very pleasant, sometimes you're nasty. If you see, sometimes I'm so wonderful and sometimes I'm nasty, you naturally want to curtail the nasty. You want to get rid of it. Because you don't want to be nasty, right? But whenever you're nasty, you say, my ego did it. It'll never be fixed. You're inventing a new guy within you. I'm first of all asking you, is there only one person in this body or two? Only one? That's healthy. If there are two or more, you are either schizophrenic or you are possessed. You need either a psychiatrist or an exorcist. Only one person there, right? Hello? So this one person, sometimes pleasant, sometimes unpleasant, sometimes wonderful, sometimes nasty, that's the kind of person who is there in that body. Yes or no? So, if you see this, you will make this person wonderful. If you see, I am really wonderful person, but there is some other guy who speaks nasty things from me, come on, it'll never be fixed. So we are always inventing like this. Don't invent anything. This is why I said, you have not seen Mr. Ego, have you? Why do you talk about that? You have not seen Mr. God either. But you know you didn't create the universe. That much we know, isn't it? You didn't make the flowers blossom. You didn't make the planet turn around. You didn't do nothing. Something is making all this, so we bow down. But you don't know what he looks like, what he is, whether he's a buffalo or he's a man or he's a human of Bombay or he's a human of whatever. You don't know. Because you don't know, the best thing is, you see this guy also you bow down, you see you also you bow down, cow also you bow down, snake also you bow down, because you don't know where the hell is and in what form. This is your reality, isn't it? Even if you're the most intelligent human being on the planet, still this is your reality. If you come to this reality, you will become realized. You must understand, in this country, we never called enlightenment as an attainment. We called it a realization. That means something that's already here. All the time it was here. I didn't see it, but today I saw it. So I felt like a bloody fool. It was always here, but I didn't see it. Now I am realized. That means I know I've been an idiot all my life. The difference between an idiot and enlightenment is just this. An enlightened being knows he's an idiot. An idiot does not know he's an idiot. That's all the big difference.
How does one forgive more easily?
Forgive whom?
If somebody's done wrong by you.
Arey, we already went through this. It's all in your memory. What is there to forgive?
Because so many people, have distressful situations, relationships with families, friends.
I know. I have more of those things than anybody else. See, people who have a family of 8, 10, 12, they have so much trouble. Means when I build a family of a few million, you know how much trouble I'll have. All kinds. Okay. But as I said, if you fear these things, if you have the fear of suffering, what will you do? You curtail. When there are 8.4 billion people, and there are 1.4 billion people in India itself, why do you have a family of only 2 or 5 or 6? You are afraid. If you increase the size, it will hurt you, isn't it?
Yeah.
What will hurt you? They don't live according to your expectations. That's all, isn't it? So you are not as I expect you to be. I will get hurt. Whose problem is it? I'm saying people are the way they are. What are they doing? They know what is their whatever they know as best, they are doing that. Their best may be horrible for you, all right? But they are doing what they think is best. Now, can you inspire another level of best in the other person? That's a big question, isn't it? Instead of seeing you as nasty, I must see if I can get you to be wonderful with me. So, isn't that important?
Yes.
That's what is called as a relationship. Unfortunately, today if you say relationship, it's only body-based relationship. No. We are sitting here and talking, this is a relationship, isn't it? This guy is looking at me through the camera. It's a kind of a relationship, isn't it? Relationships are of many purposes and many forms. But isn't it important? Every relationship is as pleasant as it can be. As it can be. May not always be, but as pleasant as it can be. Is that not important? And isn't it important when we have some kind of relationship? This 1 or 2 hours we're sitting and talking. Isn't it important that in some way you make an attempt to enhance the other person's life? Do something.
Let's talk about your app, the Miracle of Mind app, and it's broken the record of ChatGPT with downloads in 24 hours. What is the goal? What is that one thing that you want to achieve through this app, and just the distribution that you will do?
Can I cry on your shoulder? Shall I tell you my problem? Hello? This happened many years ago, 43 years ago, to be precise. I was sitting in one place and suddenly realized, if I keep my hands off my psychological process, every cell in my body bursts forth in ecstasy. And ecstasy means dripping ecstasy. All I have to do is keep my hands off my things that are going on in my head. And I tried in many ways, and I knew it'll work for anybody and everybody. So on that day, I was only 25 years of age. I sat down and made a plan. People say there's no fool like a young fool. The old people say that. The young people say there's no fool like an old fool. So, I sat down and made a plan that in 2.5, on that day the world's population was some 5.1 or 5.2 billion, something like that on that day. I made a plan that in 2.5 years' time, I will make the entire world blissful. Because who wouldn't want it? If I taught you a simple way, where no matter what is happening in your life, you can sit here blissfully, would you not want it?
Of course.
Do you know somebody who doesn't want it? Everybody wants it. That's how I saw it. So I made a plan. In 2.5 years, I will make the whole world blissful. 43 years, look at me. Today people say we are touching over 2 billion people. But 2 billion is not my idea of humanity. My idea of humanity is expanding because now it's become 8.4 billion people.
Right.
So I know I will die a failure. But I'll be a blissful failure. Doesn't matter. Nothing that I do works. Still I will be the same way. I will not be any different. Now I know I will die a failure. But I will die blissfully. This much time. So miracle of mind is one more effort to increase the percentage so that there are few more blissful people on the planet. And also our time is such that world is heading towards a lot of psychological disturbances to a point where we are talking about a pandemic, mental health pandemic. Probably most people did not know the meaning of the word pandemic 3 years ago. Now everybody knows. What it means is, you walked into this room with some problem. Now all of us in this room got this problem before we leave. This is a pandemic. But now a mental health pandemic. Your mind is doing some tricks with you. Now by the time we leave, all of us have got the same problem or some other problem like that. That looks ridiculous, but that's possible. Like never before it's possible. When you look at the stats, let me look at the stats in United States because they've spent more time to measure those things. I was in conversation with the Surgeon General of United States and he's saying 1 in 2 Americans are feeling lonely. 2 of us are sitting here together and 1 of us is feeling lonely. What's happening to the other guy?
Yeah.
Loneliness, as I said earlier, is the incubation period for mental illness. 1 in 3 teenage girls in America are on antidepressant medication, clinically depressed, 33% of teenage girls. In our understanding, in our generation, a teenage girl means she'll giggle and bubble for nothing. Because she's just enjoying the freshness of life within her. Nothing need to be happening. Simply she will giggle. Now, 1 in 3 are depressed. You think that's a good sign? And over 17,600 children in India below 18 years of age committed suicide in 2023. Of this, 7,200 were below 15 years of age. When a 12, 13, 14-year-old child commits suicide, they take their own life, we are doing something fundamentally wrong. Hello? Do we need a more clear sign? We are doing something fundamentally wrong with the societies, isn't it? So miracle of mind is an effort to mitigate that. Our goal is, in the next 18 to 24 months, we want to ensure at least 3 billion people are doing 7 minutes of meditation. It's as simple as that, just 7 minutes. A lot of studies have been done on that in premier universities in the world, where they are saying the 7 minutes of meditation, the alpha waves in the brain are sufficiently enhanced to make yourself stabilize your mood, keep you in a peaceful condition. 7 minutes if you can't dedicate for your well-being, then you are a different kind of creature. You're not a human at Bombay.
Wow. So 3 billion in the next 18 to 20.
Yes.
Wow.
So, is this some pipe dream? 3 billion, can anybody do it? So just to give you a perspective, in 2024, our video reach is 5.72 billion. Unique views are about 1.7 billion. And during the Safe Soil movement, we touched over 4 billion people.
Wow.
In a little over 3 months. So, this is the times in which we are living. Many great beings have come. When they spoke, hardly 10 people could hear them. Today we have this, that we can sit here and talk to the entire world. When there is such a facility that we can sit here and talk to the world, if in some positive way, if we do not transform the world, which is the humans, if we do not transform the human beings on this planet, it just shows we don't have any love in our heart, that's all. If there was no means, that's different. When there is means and if we don't do it, we just don't care, isn't it? I don't want to be that human being. I don't want you to be that human being. I don't want any of them to be that human being. So in some way, reach out, at least share the app, 7 minutes a day, let people meditate. As simple as that. I'm telling you, it can make tremendous difference. Just 7 minutes a day, every day you invest upon yourself, it'll make a wonderful difference. Once you see it works, I'm sure you will make more investment for your well-being, because the taste of well-being has to come to you to know what it is, isn't it? Because everybody knows the taste of strife. They do not know the taste of well-being. See, there are substantial studies right now. We have a Center for Conscious Planet in Beth Israel Hospital, which is the teaching medical hospital for the Harvard University. We are right there in the premises. Lot of studies have been done in the last 6.5 years. And also in the Rutgers and Indiana University also studies have been made. The simple thing is like this. The BDNF, that is the brain-derived neurotropic factors, go up by 70% in 6 to 12 weeks of practice. And the endocannabinoids, everybody, whole lot of people, at least the youth, are all smoking cannabis. There is endocannabinoid that your body itself produces this. See, look at my eyes. Your body itself produces the purest form of cannabinoid. And this goes up in significant ways just by doing the practice 6 to 8 weeks. In 6 to 12 weeks' time, the Ananda mind, which is the bliss factor in your system, goes up 23% more than what normally happens in a sexual orgasm. 23% higher. So I'm saying, if you sit here and you're blissed out, you will not run after anything. Everything will be by choice. This is not about giving up this, giving up that. It's just that everything will be by choice, not by compulsion. That is the significance of being human, isn't it? See, the essential difference between not only humans of not only humans of Bombay, any human being and the animal is just this. We are not doing anything different from the animals. They are born, we are born. They grow up, we grow up. They reproduce, we may reproduce. They die, we die. But they do all that without any fuss. We do it with a lot of fuss. Same things. Only thing is, we can do all this consciously. That's worlds of difference. So if you don't do it consciously, you're throwing away your evolutionary process. If you are eating, reproduction and living and everything, if it doesn't become conscious, you have thrown away the advantage of evolution, isn't it?
You're an autopilot, basically.
Autopilot?
Yeah, just keep going.
You think monkeys are on autopilot? No, you're throwing away evolution means you're going back in your evolutionary scale, isn't it? See, when somebody behaves very badly. What do you say? A brute or a pig or something. What does this mean? You are recognizing this man has gone back in his evolutionary scale.
Yeah.
So I am saying it is possible for a human being to go back in his evolutionary scale. It is also possible you can advance in evolutionary scale and become a Purushottama. Either you can become a Purushottama or you can become a wild boar.
The choice is yours.
Both are there right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
This choice, if you exercise, your mental health, physical health, social health, everything gets addressed. Above all, humans will be really humans, not just of Bombay.
Advice to whoever's watching on life, on living better. There's been so much, but if you had to concise it in one thing, would it be?
Don't do that. Don't try to reduce life into a slogan. This is what being conscious means. You become conscious.
Yeah.
Don't think there is one slogan answer for life, one mantra for everything. No, do not do that with life, because it's human privilege that you can understand and experience, at least to some extent, the complexity of existence.
Yeah.
Don't dumb it down to one slogan.
Yeah. That's a good way of looking at it. Okay, we'll
Thank
end
you.
here. Thank you so much.